How did it get so bad in America, people? I'll tell you how. Everybody was always worried about how they're going to make the best money. That's a one-eyed beast. Green sitting in front of a classroom. That's what that is. One-eyed beast sitting in front of a classroom. Now imagine all the students that they're teaching day after day, month after month, year after year. This is what they've been doing. Not only have they been doing it, they've been boasting about it. This is what we got here, you guys. People, they said their goal, it's simple, very simple. Boost student achievement. With what? Technology. Teaching you the ways of the devil. Lighting the flame of learning. Oh, yeah. Where would you be without these people, huh? Where would we be without them? I'm going to tell you something. You got your churches are all involved in this too. This is what I look at every day out here. I gotta look at it every day. And these are people that say they know we're in the end times. They sure don't know who it is they serve. Guarantee you that. Don't know who they serve. All right, back. Yeah, I don't even like looking at that thing because, when your eyes are open and you know the world, that is what the world is, you guys. The spirit of the world over the spirit of God. See, those that are of the spirit of God, they're not into that. Those that are in that serve the devil. I guarantee it. I'll just say it straight out. This is what I gotta look at on a daily basis out here. They say they know we're in these times, but what they do, okay? I walked away from this stuff a long time ago. The moment I knew what was going on, I walked away from it. Okay, you guys, I see 717 all the time. I see it a lot. I'm gonna share a dream I had last night too. Um, and I looked up 717. Okay, in the Greek, it's Armageddon. Okay, so I got a few scriptures that I'm gonna read to you guys a little bit about Armageddon out there, and a couple in Revelations, Zechariah, and Joel. I told you how I had that dream saying our Messiah said we could use these weapons. They were like nuclear tips for tanks and stuff. You guys, these things, war, all this stuff is going to be coming. And Obama was in my dream last night, and anyhow, but he was dressed up in a black robe, and what I seen was a man um, standing out front in front of like a vehicle, and then a rooster came up right beside him on his shoulder, and the rooster looked like it put from its beak, put something in the man's mouth. Crazy dreams, very difficult to understand. But anyhow, the man ended up going to this place, and it was underwater. It was like a building, like a religious place, a building. And he dove underneath, and at the front, I guess you'd say before you go in the doors, they dug and they pulled up like a bunch of money, gold and stuff like that. And then Obama, I guess he came in there, and and put some money inside one of these bags. But these bags were black bags. And then I heard something about let's spoil the Egyptians. Let us spoil the Egyptians. So let's see what happens, man. Say maybe something's going to happen in Egypt or something. I know there's a verse in scripture someplace that talks about how he's going to prevail mightily, and he's going to subdue many nations and take their wealth away from them or something. It's someplace in Revelations, I believe. Might have been in Daniel. I'm not sure, you guys. We'll have to look this one up and go over it again. Then it talks about what he's going to be doing these things, and then eventually he's going to come up against something where he won't prevail. You know. All right, here we are in Joel, chapter 3, 9 through 14. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, come all, you heathens. Gather yourselves together round about thither, because the mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon will be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of his children. This is where he puts a hook in their jaw and draws them all around, and then he's going to rescue his people out there. They're going to say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Okay? All right, let's go to Zechariah 14. 14. 2 and 3. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken. The houses will be rifled, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. His feet shall stand in the day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem, on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof towards the east and towards the west. And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall be moved towards the north, half of it towards the south. And you shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal. Yeah, you shall flee, like as you fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah king of Judah. And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee. Listen to this. And it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be clear nor dark. Guys, that's what I've been saying because of all this cloud coverage. When I look out there, the sun, it's not clear. It's not clear at all. It's not bright. because of the shadow, the uh, veil they got sprayed up there. All right, let's go to Revelations 9, chapter 9, 11 through 21. 11 through 21. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Greek Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue has his name Apollyon. That's why some people were posting about the 200 servants, where it talks about 200,000, okay, at Obama's birthday party. You guys got to remember, man, um, Obama, that's the Antichrist. That's his goal, man. He's 60 years old, right? You know what the main highway number is going into Jerusalem? 60. I think this is his time. This is the time. He's 60. There's going to be many things going on right now, okay? Okay? One woe is past, and behold, there comes two woes more hereafter. The sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. I had a dream about seeing four giants like underground. Four giants like they were just waking up. And this could very well be what this is. The four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, a day, and a month, and a year, to slay a third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. 200,000. That's why he had 200 servants at his party. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, jacinth, and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. And by these three were a third part of men killed by the fire and the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, and their tails were as in the serpents, and heads and them that they do hurt. The rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of the works of their hands, and they should not worship devils and idols, gold and silver, brass, stone, and wood, which neither can see, hear, or walk. Neither did they repent of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornications, nor of their thefts. This is where you, after all this stuff happens, this is when the two witnesses will be showing up. Okay? And I don't expect us to be here when all this stuff jumps off, you guys. This is how close we are to all this happening right now. The rapture is at hand. All right, let's go to 16:16. 16:16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And the seventh angel poured out his vial under the air. Okay, this is where the two witnesses show up after this. And there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. There were voices, thunders, and lightnings. There was a great earthquake, such as not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. And the city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. The cities of the nation fell. I think that's going to be right here in America, you guys. This is when it talks about a great hail coming down too. I think that's going to be right here. Read it on through 21. It says, "And there fell upon men great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. Men blasphemed against God because of their plague of the hail. For the plague thereof was exceedingly great." Okay, let's go to 19:17 through 21. "And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying unto the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come, gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, the flesh of horses, and them that sit on them, the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the king of the earth, and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, and his, and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which deceived them, and had received the mark of the beast. Them that worshipped his image, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. That's what it goes on to say when Satan is put in a pit for 1,000 years. Hey, you guys, so you guys out this window right now behind me, it doesn't matter where I point this thing. It's going to be real bright like this. This is early in the morning. There's nothing but gray clouds out there, gray coverage. Nowhere out there is the sun. You can't see the sun anywhere. No bright light, nothing. It's foggy. What does that tell you? And it's foggy. Okay? All right, you guys. God bless each and every one of you. In the name of our Lord and our Savior, Jesus Christ. Guys, all who call on the name of the Lord will be saved. And also, I want you to remember now that classroom. These are people that say that they believe, that they say that they're saved, but yet they're still serving the devil. Does it not say in there you can't sit at the table of devils and the table of the Lord? If you've had your eyes open and you say, well, I'm going to still sit here at the table of the devil because life's been good, and you're going to keep serving Satan, deceiving children. See, I gave up my work and I went around and I warned people, telling people if I had a call for a bid, a job, I was warning these people what time it was. Yeah, they might have looked at me like I was crazy, but I wasn't serving the devil anymore. And I was warning people, and they don't want that to happen. I was speaking up. You guys, you got people in classrooms still teaching the ways of the devil. Technology, what did we come here for? Disobedience. People wanted to know what good and evil is. This is evil. They got a one-eyed beast in these classrooms. They're shoving this stuff in students' heads. That's why when you try to warn a student, try it. See what happens. They'll come at you with all kinds of nonsense they're learning in colleges now, in these schools. This technology is not God's wisdom. The Bible says the ways of this world is foolishness to God. But people want to serve this, while they're getting through this, saying they know it's the end, but yet they're still hooked up to the devil's system, all helping it keeping its big wheels turning. They'd rather keep its wheels turning so they get more money. But see, in the end, that money is going to be not worth paper. It's not even going to be good for toilet paper. They're going to have nothing. Just like these people, the Egyptians and all that, they might have banks full of U.S. currency. Let this nation collapse some finances. You can't come here and get a can of beans with it. where it's all going, you guys. All right, you guys. God bless each and every one of you. In the name of our Lord and our Savior, Jesus Christ.